Good, bro. We good, bro.
Uh, that's what's up.
Good, man. I can't complain at all. For real, for real.
Man, this book, bro.
I told you.
Hey man, I wasn't ready, man. Cause I remember asking, yeah, is there any other books? He said, no, that's the one right there. I said, all right, bro. This book kind of like helped me with. I'm only 20 pages in, bro. But already I can already tell you know what I'm saying, the difference in my trading already.
Bro,
I started,
let's talk about it, man. What's some concepts and stuff that you picked up already?
man. So I had to brag out the highlighter. I'm gonna just
Mhm.
start when I started highlighting. So in that second one, Taming the Turtle, he just talks about your emotions,
Mhm.
right? And then he goes into the cognitive biases,
Mhm.
right? So right there, he hit me with so many, and I had to try to identify which one, what I'm saying, which one was really holding me back. And I think it was a mixture of um some all of them, honestly, like when I think about it for real, but that outcome bias was the biggest one.
Outcome bias.
So with that outcome bias, he says it's the tendency to judge a decision by its outcome rather than the quality of the decision at the time it was made.
Mm.
And
What we be preaching the whole time?
man,
Quality, quality
man,
at the present time.
at the present time. And
Mhm.
so he had another quote in here. Let me find it. Okay, so it's this whole section right here. So it says outcome bias causes people to put too much emphasis on what actually occurred rather than the quality of the decision itself,
Mhm.
quality of the decision itself. Or in trading, even a correct approach can result in losing trades, perhaps a few times in a row. These losses can cause a trader to doubt themselves and their decision process, and they evaluate the approach they've been using negatively because the outcome of the approach has been negative. Shook my fucking world, bro. Shook. And that alone, I said, okay. So I wrote my trading plan down on a sticky note, just some.
Let's talk about that too.
So with I'll give you both of them because you had me write down my trading plan. I think it was like last week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. So my trading plan, I said I will trade with the trend, higher time frame.
Which time
Buy.
frame? We gotta be specific.
Okay, so I got higher lows or higher time frames. So I'll say H4 daily,
Or yeah, okay.
and then so I put a little sub mark. So buy at higher low points, and then sell at lower high points. Then off to the side, I says track counter trends when levels of support slash resistance are broken on lower time frames. And so with lower time frames, that would be M15 or M30 down.
30 down. Yeah.
And then I said, I will respect risks and size the risk every trade. That was something I would do consistently as I would see a point and I'm like, okay, that looks like a higher low. I would try to get in, but I wouldn't size the risk. So obviously I could really be over, what I'm saying? Not over trading, but I could be over leveraging my account too
Yep.
much off that one trade.
Yep.
Um,
And we always want to think a series of trades.
yeah, I like that series of trades.
One, not any one trade can define you. Just like in sports, not one game can define you. If I got 82 games, my third game of the season isn't going to define my season. You see what I'm saying?
That's
And
true.
I'm not gonna put a bunch of emotion and attachments onto that game. I don't care if we playing Braun, I don't care who we playing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of mentality because it's just like it's just one trade. You know what I mean? And we're gonna continue to do this for the rest of our life. So we just want to make sure for one that we're building equity, for two that we're taking quality setups, and for three that we're not emotionally attached to what's happening. We're just flowing with the market.
So you said 1, building equity, 2, building quality setups, and then 3,
not being attached to what's happening at the current time. Everything how we move it should be methodical. So it's like it's all calculated to a certain extent until we hit buy or sell. You know, after that, we just sit and wait. You know, that's where you got to have that perseverance bias. Have confidence in your plan and your trading plan, things like that. But also be objective enough to know that if things aren't going as planned, that you're able to counter react. You know,
Yeah.
So it's almost in a sense you have to be proactive and then also know how to be reactive at the same time.
Okay. So like the proactive would be stop losses, and then reacting, say if it's going up and then you see an engulfing candle on your lower time frame, then you understand that it could actually retrace towards your position more than you thought. So it could actually come down lower. I think I get what you're saying.
So exactly. So in a proactive state, that's me you know, having confidence in my plan, understanding what are the possibilities that could happen, finding that confluence, that edge, and you know, that's the proactive part. The reactive part is the maintaining, where you're so much waiting and you're watching, and you know, you're ready to make a move based off of how the market is moving. You know, so if that's stop loss and profit, if that's taking partial profits, if that's, you know, whatever that looks like for you to be profitable, that's the reactive part. So we be proactive by back testing, by being on the charts at the right time, by executing at the right time. Those are the proactive things. The reactive things is maintaining things that are out of our control that we can only react to. So whether that's news, whether that's, like you said, being on that lower time frame, far as M30, if your setup is off H4, seeing some type of support break or some type of engulfing candle that lets you know, like, hey, things are about to start transitioning or whatever the case is. So that's the reactive part.
Okay. Is doing. Okay, cool. And then so another part of my trade plan was trade within structure. So I should put higher and lower time frames. And then trade in trend lines. And then I put a star by that saying that's the edge.
Yeah.
I did that today and I entered on gold. Gold is at an H4 support, but I waited until the third trend line bounce to get in. Okay. I haven't really seen any drawdowns. So I was like, okay, boom. That was the patience. Mm-hmm. Execution was there.
Perfect.
Yep. And then current market data. So analyze current market data, because I think I know that I can get in the habit of back testing so much that it's like I'm basing supply and demand zones or just zones of support and resistance off a past price that's already been cut through.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a good key. You want to always understand when you should be in that analyze backtest mode and when you should be in that analyze execute mode. You know what I mean? So understand that those are two different types of framework, as far as mental framework, that you have to split. You know what I mean? Understanding when you should be analyzing, when you should be chilling, when you should be waiting, and also understanding like, all right, it's time for me to execute. It's time for me to be looking to be aggressive, you know?
And then I have to be objective, because I know there's a couple times, I know specifically with like GJ, I'll be stuck in a bias. Like there's a level of support that'll break on a lower time frame, but I'm like, okay, we still on a higher time frame, it's still bullish, but a level of support broken. So instead of me being like, okay, well, it's a good level of support, so it's transitioning to a downtrend. You know, it's bearish on the high time frame, but I'm seeing some bullish momentum. I could flow with that bearish momentum as long as the risk is right. But
Right. And you always just want to check on that higher time frame to see if it's something that's just happening short term or if it's potentially momentum that could happen long term.
Okay. But yeah, that's my detailed trading plan. But then, you know, on my sticky note, I got higher time frame, daily, H4 trend, lower time frame, trend, M30 down. My first point is structure. And I put another dash for patterns, because that's where you're gonna see a lot of patterns on the lower time frame and the higher time frame too, but especially on the lower time frame. So I got one structure and then two technicals, because I'll never forget when you said never put your technicals over structure.
Yeah, no, you'll be wrong every time.
I done got burnt so many times with that, and I never thought about it like that. I'm like, but I am trusting my technicals a lot more, which is because, you know, the market, it's like the data's the clearest and I see what's going on, but trusting it was the biggest thing, because I wasn't trusting in my trading plan. So it's crazy how everything keeps feeding into one another.
I just feel like your confidence is getting way better since we've been working. I feel like you've been way more detailed and analytical about your approach to the charts. You know what I'm saying? Not so much in a rush, not so much money hungry or money driven. Like, and that's the right mindset that you want to be in, because that's going to allow you to just flow. You know what I mean? Whether and especially once you start to maintain that objective rise, it's gonna help you be able to just flow with whatever the market's currently doing. You know what I mean? And then that's where you can really start to finesse the market, because then it's like, you know, my entries and stuff is so on point to where, like, if I don't want to hold trades all day, I don't have to, because I'm seeing my profits in the first couple of hours. I'm seeing what I like to see in the first. You know what I mean? So it's no pressure for me to be like, oh, I gotta stay in this trade, as if I'm trading with $100 account. Then you gotta stay in the trade 2-3 days just to see the type of money that you want to see, because it's couch money. Yeah. But if you using the right lot sizes and stuff like that, bro, like, you can see what you want to see, take yours off the table, and then go about your day and live, because that's what we doing it for, is to get our time back. So it's like, don't get too attached where it's like, I'm on the charts 10 hours a day looking for setups all day, every day. Like, nah, man, like, we just like a business. At certain times that we clock in and do this, and certain times we clock out. It's just your approach when you clocked in has to be the same way as if you're running your own business. You know, the same way your boss at your job would be like, hey, yo, get off the phone, do this, do that, do that. Like, you gotta discipline yourself and hold yourself accountable. You know, that's the only way that we're gonna be able to hit these goals and hit these PIP goals, profit goals. And really, the main thing is the consistency. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna be here all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, definitely want to get in the habit of holding yourself accountable, and that's why we take notes, and that's why we, you know, have the whiteboards and all of that stuff, so we can hold ourselves accountable, have our goals in our mind, wake up, see our goals every day, manifest our goals. Because if we're not talking about it, if we're not preaching it, and we're not, you know, really living it, then it's hard to put it into action, because you know, it's in the hands of the beholder, bro. It's all about what you see. You know what I'm saying? Your perception, like, what your perception is going to be your reality. Like, really, your eye is what you see. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it comes down to. Like, I could teach you all the technicals and stuff like that, but if you don't put the time into really perceive things the way you need to perceive them, and have an understanding for yourself of the market and the flow, then that's going to make things 10 times harder. But you definitely got that. You know what I'm saying? I was just speaking in general.
I appreciate that, but it's always good to, and I love the way you go over things, bro, because it's not, you gonna hit it from this angle, and this angle. So if you don't get it that first time, you're gonna get it the second or third. Yeah, because I was going through my notes. I go through our notes, probably just, you know what I'm saying, I glance over them after just to see where, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of stuff you be dropping, bro. It's like, yo, it's heavy.
Yeah, bro. Learn from the best, bro.
Yeah, I can't wait for that pandemic to drop, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they on pre-order for sure. We still putting together concepts, bro, because this the third edition. So it's like, I gotta come with it. And I, you know, I don't like half stepping. You know what I'm saying? So we doing it to the fullest, man. We're doing it to the fullest for sure. But yeah, they on pre-order whenever. You know what I'm saying? So just can grab them.
Definitely. I'm excited about that, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, this book, man,
Yeah, I just really want you like your focus, like me and your focus. I really feel like that needs to be your focus at this point in your training.
yeah. Okay.
It's understanding how you could take these concepts from this book and then apply them to your mental framework and apply them to your chart work. That's really your focus, like because your thing is more of a psych thing. It's not so much technical on the charts. It's more of a workflow and framework and approach. So that's what we're working on.
Okay. I'll definitely. It's yeah, so I know, so right now I've tried, or I'm working to try to change my thinking into it's a plan and just follow the rules.
That's it. That's it. Leave it at that. I promise you that's it, bro. Leave it at that. Don't make this shit any harder, bro.
And that's where, like, as I'm reading the book, and it was like, even in the introduction, man, that's when it hit me. I was reading that introduction over the weekend, and I'm sitting here blew back because I'm like, he just simplified everything.
Everything, bro.
Everything. And I didn't even get started in the book yet.
I'm saying. I told you, bro, that's the one. Like, that's the one, bro. Like, that's golden. I'm telling you, as you get through it, like the more and more, and take your time, like you're doing, highlighting, taking those, even if it's a chapter, 2 chapters a day, and just really think about the concept. Remember, I always told you, like after you read something, after you write something or get finished doing anything that's extensive, sit and ponder on it. You know what I mean? Like sit and really meditate on it, so that way you're not just reading it and going on to the next. You know what I'm saying? You're reading it, you're sitting with those thoughts, you're sitting with those terms. You know what I mean? So that way, when you reflect it, you can actually then go back to your charts and look for certain things and put terms together as to what you're seeing. So that's just gonna help your confluence all together, bro.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Because that's what I had to do, bro. That's why I'm telling you, because I had to do the same. Like in January, I was stuck like in the same spot, like fighting some psychological stuff. Technicals was on point, but it was just psychological stuff I was having little hiccups with.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody put me on that book, bro. I finished it probably like in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And by that time, bro, I had notes and highlights and shit. And bro, I just really went in, and I feel like that's where I really seen the change. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I wasn't so much worried about what everybody else and what the market is. So it's all inside and what you got going on and how, like I said, it all comes back to how are you approaching this.
I couldn't. Yeah, so that's where my mind is at, keeping it simple. Make the rules, follow the rules. They don't, and that was another thing I started to write down in one of these books. It was the rules don't change, like the rules don't change because of the situation. And I remember I was doing that a lot. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, structure looks like this. So I could bend this rule that I normally follow to do this. And then it's like them slow doing those or doing that a few times creates a habit.
Yeah.
And habits become, you know what I'm saying, what you do every time
you trade. Yeah. And it's so easy because we're looking at so much information, bro. It's so easy to lose out on one of your rules or lose out on a piece of information. You know what I'm saying? Or a wick or whatever. So it's like you gotta be jotting shit down. Like, man, I'm telling you, I write so much shit down, bro. Now, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be one of them cats that's like, bro, I could really just keep everything in my head because I feel like I'm a pretty smart guy. But the brilliant dudes and the geniuses, all of them write shit down. And it's not so much so that way you could just remember it when you need it, but so that way, even when you don't need it, you can still just go over that information and keep refreshing because you always want to be a continuous learner, man. Like it's never going to get to a point where it's like we just mastered the markets. We know every environment. We know everything that could happen. You know what I mean? So it's like we just want to be in that continuous state of learning. And that's the only way is that if we're taking notes, so that way we have records, you know, that we can either pass on or we can have for later just to show our progress, you know?
Right. That was I think it was either the last meeting before when you had me do my goals. Like I never thought about it, how simple it is, but writing your goals down is how you track your progress with the goals.
Exactly.
I would go back in. I'm sitting here like, wow, okay. So I have my whiteboard by my bed, you know what I'm saying, where I'm trading at. and I would write down the goals. I would smash some of the goals, but I would leave them there.
Yeah.
Instead of updating them like we had talked about.
Yeah. Updating them, editing them, revising them. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, that's really where it's at because you make it physical at that point. It's not so much that it's just a thought. It's just because with a thought, you could be conscious of it and then let it pass. You know, that's what they teach you in meditation. So to make this physical, like I'm going to pass this, I'm going to make this, I'm putting it on paper. So now it's a physical thing. I'm putting it in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And the more I look at it, the more I speak into it, the more I'm going to actually live it because what I just tell you, I'm perceiving it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm intaking that energy. I'm intaking that information. You see what I'm saying? So you have to make it physical, man. Like, have to. So it could come to life. You got to. That's the only way is by writing your words down. That's why they tell you write shit down. Words are powerful, bro. And you know that they're super powerful, bro. Like the tongue is very powerful. The mind is very powerful. So all of that combined, and then you putting it on paper.
Can't stop. Maybe stop.
What can stop you? If you're being positive, you have a positive state of mind. You putting it on paper. You're tracking and revising your goals every day, every week. And you're making sure that what you're doing now lines up with your goals 3 months from now, every day. You see what I'm saying? So when you have that long-term vision, that delayed gratification, and you have a blinder's eye view where you're focus driven,
yeah,
it's not too much that can throw you off, bro, because you're not gonna have time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be like, niggas is hating on me, or I don't got time for that, bro. They're gonna do that. That means I'm doing something right. You see what I'm saying? All right. My mom tripping over this, that, okay, that's not a problem. That's not something that's super important. She's not gonna be mad a week from now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how that shit go because it's like I gotta lock in because I got a bigger purpose. I got something that's gonna change all of our lives. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about it like that, bro, you ain't got time for a whole bunch of extra bullshit. Like
feel that. I definitely feel that. Thank you, man. You be giving some gems, man. You keep coming with it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, man.
I'm just glad y'all see value, bro. Y'all see value in what I'm trying to do, man.
Most definitely. I talked to a couple of other cats from the 5DC, and I told them that, you know what I'm saying, definitely to, you know, lock in with you just because from day one, man. And then now we know what the focus is and everything. It's because, you know, I remember talking to you and Q after I think it was the last 5DC and just, you know, thanking y'all for what y'all did. And I think in that group he has said, you know, make sure you stay in contact with the people, you know what I'm saying? So you got, because they're y'all similar in y'all journey. But that was kind of my biggest thing. Like, okay, yeah, we all similar in our journey, but like what happens when we all hit the same hiccup? I mean, right now it's psychological. So like, I felt like we were all spinning our wheels towards each other, not knowing, you know what I'm saying, which direction to take. And it's helpful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing my man's.
No, for sure.
I fucks with them heavy. I rock with them because we do bounce ideas off each other. But then it's like when you hit that point, you know you gotta elevate. You gotta elevate. So I told him, I said, yeah, I tapped in with Vontae. I got his book. Yo, like, dude is serious. Dude is serious. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they take that for what it is.
Yeah, bro, but I appreciate it either way, bro. Either way, just for you spreading that knowledge and that to them, you know, that just speaks volume in itself. So like I said, bro, if you take something out of it, I'm happy. You feel me? Like that's all that matters to me. Like
there. Like I'm excited, man. Like I wake up and I'll be excited to, you know what I'm saying? It's a different type of energy, you know, versus you know, keeping that same enthusiasm loss after loss, it does wear on you.
It does. It starts. But it takes a strong mindset to be like, and that was last week.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Feel me? And that's what it gotta be. That's, I promise you, bro. Hey, that shit gotta roll off your shoulder like water, bro. Like that shit. Even if when I made that 7 bands that week, it's like, you feel me? It's a quick flex. All right, that was last week. I gotta get back on the charts. You know what I'm saying? You see, yesterday, I gotta take another trade. You know what I'm saying? And all of them ain't gonna be 7 bands. Like the trade I took yesterday was like last minute trade last night for like 450. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like shit. That's smooth to start my week off. You know what I mean?
Equity, like we said, it's equity.
And just build the equity. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all it is. Because if I do that, you know what I'm saying, 10 times, that's a big difference. You see what I'm saying? If I take 10 trades and I do that 10 times, That's a big difference
I don't
versus
really,
me trying to chase something and you know what I mean, like all that. Like, no, we're gonna stick to quality. I like them trades that I don't gotta check my phone too much. I don't gotta think about. I can get either stopped out in profit or my TP can get hit. And I'm just cool with the market give me. And when you approach it from, like I said, that gratitude standpoint, that thankful standpoint, and understand what we're doing now is way different from anybody and as our ancestors in history could ever do. Like we're in a blessed position, bro. Like we could sit at home and make money from our phone and play. Like I literally made that shit, and then while playing 2K, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you have to clock it. Yeah, like you see what's going on. Like I didn't have to clock in. I just got the P5. You see the P5 right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you feel me? You know what I mean? Like we doing it, bro. Like, and this shit can happen, and the money start coming in fast. And that's the thing is when it start coming in fast, you gotta have a plan. You got to have a fucking plan. If not, bro, like you gonna feel like you hit the lottery and try to go crazy. Like,
right.
Man, you're gonna be goddamn.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, like
he watching, I'll be like, oh, he acting bad.
Yeah, bro. Like, we getting active, man. We getting active, but you see it come from what? Hella notes, bro. Like taking notes. Same thing with these hella notes. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not. I still got the original joint, first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on, let me.
Hella notes, bro. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, bro. That's how it's supposed to look, like for sure. And the new one, the whole layout is gonna be way different because instead of it doing it side by side like that, I got it where it's going like horizontally. It's gonna be doing stuff. So I'm telling you, bro. I'm working, bro. I'm working, bro.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Bro.
So just different type of energy. I want to touch on something that you had just said a little earlier.
Okay.
So we were just talking about having losses roll off your back. And I know that is a big thing for me. You know, I mean, I'll get over it because I understand at the end of the day, it's just money. You know what I'm saying? And it's digital money.
Right.
Webinars where it's like that money wasn't even in your account.
It's not even like as soon as you put in your brokers, you gotta know it's gone. Like as soon as you put whatever 1,500, like all right, I just spent rent. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. We do it every month. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it shouldn't be something that's so traumatizing and something that you so attached to because after you spend that money on rent, you ain't calling your landlord like, hey, can I get 500 of that back? Can I? Not like, no, like that shit gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing until you actually withdraw that money from your broker's account. It's not yours. Like, it's not. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, even to start off, what I was doing, like before I was doing the FTMO stuff, like I would just load my account up with like 1,500, 1,000. And then every 2 weeks, like I take it from 1,000 to let's say 3,000 or 4,000. And then I would just withdraw it right back to 1,500 and start over every time just to get practice growing equity, growing accounts, getting into that habit of growing because that's what something Q put me on to. Q was like, he had set his account at 2,000. Like even when we was teaching the 5DCs, he'd be like, yo, I set my account at 2,000 and I trade that bitch for 2 weeks, take it to like 20,000 and then withdraw it off, start right back at 2,000 next week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whenever his trading weeks are, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even that'll help you get in that mindset of growing because if you just can grow, then it's nothing you can't do. You literally at ATM at that point. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the workflow to grow an account, to start at a certain amount and be able to grow, because if you could do that, then you could do it at any level. It just depends on the workflow.
Yeah.
I could do it at 1,000. I could do it at 300. If I could do it at 300, I could do it at 10,000. I could do it at 10,000. I could do it at 50,000. It just depends on your workflow. And are you disciplined, like you said, within your rules? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's big. Because I had never thought about that. And that's actually one of my goals that I got written up. And so
I was doing that for a while, bro. Like 2,000, take it up to like 4,000, 5,000, withdraw, start right back at 2,000. And then if I go below 2,000, like say it go to 1,000, then I just don't take none out. I trade it until it get back to 2,000. Right?
Okay. Man.
So that's what I was doing just to help me with my workflow and growing, like I said. But them L's, bro, Like I said, bro, that shit. You should be used to that by now.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely used to it.
Even phase niggas, man. Like as long as you're using good risk management, you should be able to take 5-6 L's in a row and then not phase you. As far as your account, you see what I'm saying? As far as your account, it should not phase you. If you doing that, if you can't do that, then your losses, you way too big, you over leveraging and shit like that. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
That it was something that he had said that kind of like I held on to and I wanted to ask you about. So this one, okay, so the disposition effect. And this one was the tendency for investors to sell shares whose price is increasing and keep shares that have dropped in value. So I was looking at that as like, you know, taking profit, but knowing when to take profit. So, and you know, you had said this, I think it was the first, you know what I'm saying, first meeting, like a lot of people don't know when to take profit.
Exactly. They're not in the habit of taking profit.
They're not in the habit. And I'm thinking, well, because I haven't been consistent, I feel like that's the next mile marker. You know what I'm saying? That's the next, I ain't gonna call it a roadblock, but that's just the next thing. That's the next thing on the tour. Yeah. You know, it's the next destination on the tour. So I'm thinking,
you gotta make that shit a habit, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, you gotta make it a habit. Everything is habits. The same way losing is a habit. Niggas get used to just closing out red. You could be up and you'll still fuck around and lose just because you're not used to taking profit. And that's why niggas be like, yo, when should I take profit? When am I supposed to? I'm like, bro, what matters to you? How much money is enough for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what level are you at in your journey? You know what I'm saying? Is $200 a day enough for you? Is $500 a day enough for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say you have to clearly structure out what is it that you have going on? What is it? How much does it take for you to live from a week-to-week basis? You know what I'm saying? What liabilities do you have? What expenses do you have? You know what I'm saying? That all that is going to dictate, you know, how you need to be moving on the charts. But either way, you have to get in the habit of taking profit. I don't give a fuck if it's $30 starting off, because you got to start off with the little amounts before you get to the big numbers. If you can't handle the little numbers, how you gonna get to the big numbers? Like, it's gonna scare you. The fluctuation gonna scare you. So you got to get in that habit of taking profit, even if you're starting off, like I say, $200-$300 account. Like, get in the habit of taking $50, $50, $100. Then now you growing equity to the point where, like, shit, now I can let that bitch sit in chance. You know what I'm saying? 300 to 500, 300 to 500, 300. Now I got more equity. I go 500 to 1,000. Anything between 500 and 1,000 is a good day. You know what I'm saying? And then you looking up. Now you having 5K weeks. You know what I mean? Like, that's really how it goes, bro. Like, you just gotta stick to the shit. Like, that's it. You just gotta stick to it. And that's people's problem. Most people can't stick to one pair, aren't disciplined enough to stick to one lot size for a certain period of time, aren't disciplined enough to understand when to risk on their account and when not to, you know. And then the last thing, people are impatient and don't have delayed gratification, so they want that shit right now, or they want to get rich off one trade and then everything go to shit. And then they gotta come see me.
Facts.
Straight up.
Facts. Damn. Bro, you just be laying it out, because every question I had after that answered.
So, man,
that's real. That's real, and it's so much easier than what we make it than what we, you know what I'm saying, what we build it up to be. Yeah, because then, you know, I was missing that in my trading plan. Is, you know what I'm saying, how much a day am I looking to make? So that make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
a whole lot of sense.
Straight.
Man, I feel great, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I woke up today. It's like trading wasn't as taxing, but it's a lot less simpler.
Right.
It's simple, but it's not easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He always say that. He says simple, but it's not easy.
And I was like, okay, now, like,
that's the thing. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, bro. Treat it like anything else you do, bro. Like, just keep it simple. Like, trading should be boring. That's one thing QB Stu told me a long time ago. He was like, bro, your trading should be boring, bro. Like, it shouldn't be all of this high emotion and all that. Like the shit should be boring because you literally doing the same thing every day, every other day. Like it shouldn't be all this, oh, heightened emotion. People gotta wear heart monitors and shit. Like you shouldn't have to do all that. Shouldn't have to do all that, man. Gradually grow, gradually. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you gotta you know, try to compile with a bunch of little lots over time, but I'm just saying, like, just wait until you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to put too much weight on the bar too fast, you know, because that's when everything could go to shit. And then, like I said, your psychology's fucked up, then you gotta come see me. And then we gotta spend a month restructuring everything just to get you, you know what I mean? So,
like a doctor, you know what I'm saying? Putting niggas together.
Put them together, put the mental framework together, bro. And it's all different levels, you know what I'm saying? From 5-day course students all the way down to people just beginning the trade, you know?
I know you seeing some crazy things.
No, for sure. For sure. Like a lot of shit I don't even put on YouTube. Like I be seeing some shit, bro. But it's all good, bro. I'm just here to help people and you know, give my values back, you know?
Just, you know, yeah, man. You, like I said, you don't miss with the gems, man. You don't miss.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to you always give me a lot to think about, man. So
yeah, man. That's what I want. I want you to think. Ponder on those thoughts, ponder on the book, keep going through it, keep writing stuff down so we can talk about. And then after that, man, apply it to the charts. I want to see how you applying it to charts. So next time we're gonna hop on the charts. We're gonna go over a couple concepts again. And then we're gonna really hop on the charts heavy next time and go back to the technical stuff and just see how we can start implementing some of the stuff from that book into what you're seeing.
Okay.
All right. So still stick with your goals for the week. I still want you to be you know, executing this week and you know, focus on quality setups, whether it's 1 setup this week, 2 setups, 7 setups, all quality though. You know what I mean? And I want you to really be conscious of how you're feeling when you're not in trades, when you're in trades, and jot it down. You know what I mean? So we could talk about it.
Okay. I will definitely do that, man. Thank you again, bro. I appreciate you.
Ain't no thing, bro. Hey, man, we be making magic on this joint, bro. No cap.
Man, I might have, man, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We're gonna link, bro. I'm gonna hit you probably Wednesday, Thursday, all right?
Okay, bet it up.
All right.